Alright, ladies and gentlemen, October the 10th, 2021, and just by my reminding ourselves how it was beautiful, just being really sarcastic, next to the Royals, over the course of the years, it helps me out with lots of other issues. I have to complement my complaint with issues about Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, petroleum business, basically oil business. And so how beautifully that came along when I reminded myself of 99. This is related to the video, to this video right here I posted, and then basically to two other videos. Meghan Markle was a lovely girl, sure, that will be one. This here, this and also this one here, this is very nice too for you to see. But overall, what I want to do is I want to update you on exactly what we are dealing with. I know I'm not alone. These people are seen everywhere in mainstream media. Of course, I'm talking about the royals from Buckingham Palace. But look, 99. Before I go to this issue, I like this issue here. This is the first time that supposedly that I deserve to be placed on a leash and dragged all over London like a dog and depicted as a son of a bitch, no good, who is making fun out of handicapped people, you know, because this is what my real character is. My real character is to go about and pick on a young kids, you know, if I'm lucky enough to find young kids like this, if they happen to have, oh yeah, oh sure, that's also where I was brought. William brought me right in front of them, and then there's two girls. Then, well, they expected, waited for me to find, the way to demonstrate my view on a crippled, on a handicapped people, basically the people that wear obviously deep wallets, gold on their wrists, as thick as much as possible. What about around the neck, William? You could have done that too. It would have fit you better. Basically, the Queen said enough, but this kind of humiliations, self-humiliations of William and Harry started in 99. That's because in the 97, still in 97, yeah, inside of their area, dining area where we ate, we gathered inside in there. It's a big table and we would eat, as usual. The kids learned about the oath the royals alone pledged, for my sake. It was the biggest pledge, financial pledge, on how I will get the money from also not only other European royalties, but also from the British royals. And the two kids, it was like this, that Princess Diana was gone. That's their mom. To me, these kids, they were kind of first kids on the picture. They definitely were first MK Ultra kids on the picture. They were, and Diana felt really comfortable around me with these kids. Dragged me along kids everywhere, everywhere. A clumsy guy. You could. Kids definitely did hope for I would not drown, because I was always looking for the water. And so Diana, there was some kind of pond, something like that. We would go in London. Dragged me and kids along, and I loved kids anyways, and kids liked me. Kids really liked me. Kids were, this clumsy old guy was just, I guess I was funny in a sense, and so it was, for them it was like I don't think they were really sure what it was. Was it a toy? Was it what exactly went on? They did like me. I think they did like me. They definitely did. In '97, Diana was gone, and these kids were like really good kids. These are really good kids. I mean, I felt really good about having these two kids around me. Actually, in '97, I could feel that when the two learned about all this money, when they heard about this stuff, they started to tell me, remind me of this stuff, and it was like, it sounded to me like it was, good for you, in that sense, like good for you, good for you, good for you. I felt like we all will feel like a part of the family, really. It will feel like almost like, I don't know. If you had kids, probably it would make you feel like it couldn't be almost different in that sense. So I suppose that they got attached to me. But the situation couldn't change more than it did. In '98 already, I think it was some kind of cool, more and more cool. That money, the news that I heard about this money made me nervous, actually, when Charles talked about this money in front of them. And then William was the one who wanted to learn about this. And the whole thing turned into what I feared is going to be felt about the money, even with the kids. So that option, then I suppose that since these are a wealthy family, that they violated and laws and U.S. Constitution and international treaties, everything possible in respect to torture, I just came to the point that it was no longer convenient for them. This thing was no longer convenient for them because on one side there was an axe hanging upon them. I believe that was from other European royals that pledged unconditional support for me. Yeah, it was a royal families all over the Europe that told them, if this is not gonna go through, we're gonna come for you, basically. It wasn't necessarily the Russians, basically, that they would fear British or something like that. They had a bigger issue going on. And so probably that must have has something to do along the money, that the best outcome would be just for me to get rid of me, basically. And so this became a very peculiar issue. In 99 exploded with this incident, as I stated, explained already. And boy, I already did indicate it here. I mentioned in the video how Charles reached out for his wallet, something in that sense. He didn't pull the wallet out, but he did, and put his hand on his heart in 99, apologized for the kids. Queen, I understand, supposedly got them misbehaving. I don't think so. I think it was quite with her knowledge. I didn't want to have anything to do with it, with the royals anymore. It was already inappropriate completely to keep me around these people after 96, when they gave support to Donald Trump. Basically screwed me in my back by going and revealing about who gave a possible setup attempt against them in Slovenia, that Yugoslav remaining UDBA, and also Slovenian politicians gave one support, was preparing for them. And so as I informed them about this setup, entire Western team, it was a Donald Trump who also got the information and took the information straight to the Russians in their ear. And then poor me, I was fucked, really fucked. The worst, I was completely left behind. Dragged from Miami ever since, just for more beatings. It was bad, but since 96, since that incident, it was a hell. It was hell. Just as they promised me. Nobody from the West gave shit. Charles was the first one who gave the support instead to Donald Trump, claiming that we have to work together. We. From Norwegians, however, in respect to my psychologist, Helle Berglund, just to remind you, the only thing you were coming in front of my face was next to your brother, who already befriended a lot of Russian girls and stuff, was to tell me that it's now safe to go, for me, that it's now safe to go to Czech Republic, then Poland, then it was Moscow, and then it was even Belarus, because supposedly that you were doing the negotiations in the background. Not that I would want to go to Moscow, to Russia, or to Belarus. Not that I was ever interested in doing such thing. But that was the update that was just like it or not was coming to my table. Now, this is just in respect to Helle Berglund from Norway, just a little reminder about what went on. In 99, after this incident here, this kind of stuff, me targeting rich kids, handicapped, poor, I told Angela Merkel I don't have nothing to do with it. I get really pissed off. I got in fight with the Charles, with everybody. Didn't want to have nothing to do with this shit anymore. Angela Merkel was demoralized, but understood, pulled me out. Okay, there will be no more, there will be no more. But it was this here. This here. This is the city that is known in books to have, was a city basically on oil. I think it was a Jules Verne, or I don't know who was it, book I read about how there was so much petroleum in Baku. This is the wealthiest place in the world as far as black gold, as far as petroleum. There never was, I think, including the Saudi Arabia, as much as petroleum historically before. Probably the Soviet Union pumped the shit out of it, completely exploited this thing. There used to be a lot of petrol guys, for you guys to know, also in Hungary, but it was the Soviet Union that just pumped out. They exploited everything out. Gone. Zip, 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 zip. They did this. Whatever was not on their territory, that's where they would go first and use that, those kind of resources. Baku, the oil city, petroleum, where petroleum along the Caspian Sea, home of petroleum, really. Petroleum, in the book was written, it was like sea of the petroleum. The petroleum was just, it was just blah, 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 going out of ground everywhere. Petroleum. In old times, Azerbaijan. Oh yeah, 99. At the end of the 99, just before the 2000. You see, this is what I know about this Kazakhstan. All this stuff, yeah. A British became BMP, British Petroleum, became interested in doing business with Russian territories. Well, Russian Federation, previously Soviet Union territories, not independent, semi-independent. Oh, this is the guy that was replaced by the guy that, this guy. No, this was the guy who had a daughters that wanted to marry me. Listen, Prince Charles, Queen Elizabeth, I don't know how much the fuck money did you pay Angela Merkel in the pocket? How much money, how much bribe did you get to get me back on a picture into Buckingham Palace? Because I know you're fucking corrupt as it gets. How much did you make? I'm gonna start here. How much did your special interests paid you to get me back on a picture there? Because I was determined not to go there. You understood that it was almost close to Lukashenko situation in 99, yet you brought me back in there no matter what. And then in 2000 and then in 2001 it took off, the business with the Kazakhstan, with the Azerbaijan. That's something I'm gonna exploit a little further, but you see, this is how I get all the dates according to my memory. And then soon Queen Elizabeth couldn't believe the fucking statements that were coming to the Buckingham Palace. She opened and read the numbers. She started to pour that drink, whatever, more and more, and turn out into a real alcoholic that was actually given ultimatum because she couldn't believe the numbers to either stop or In the end of the 99, it was that thing that we appreciate Princess Diana, and you help my children. And then William and Harry, we are sorry, we are sorry for being like this. We thank you. I know that you, daddy, like a song you learn. That's how the two of you learn to lie about absolutely everything. That's why I thought this video is very important. These people don't know how to tell the truth. They're looking you in your eyes. They lie. Whatever they say, anything they say is a lie. And so this is why, this is how. Also to let you guys know that I'm not stupid, that I swallowed your lies about some kind of sincerity, any kind of sincerity, because it always was a lie. Everything was wrapped in a lie. This is how it happens also then in 99, all that stuff. But that's all there is. I'm gonna do a really good job on a complaint, entering all the information about this Kazakhstan and all that stuff. They wanted to fucking sell me like a banana, like an apple to these presidents, their daughters, to marry me, going from one to another and this and that, and you don't want, okay, and then it's a racism scenario that comes out, lies, you wrapped in a lies and all kinds of stuff like that. But again, I was the crucial bait they used to get to the table with these people per Russia. Russia involved this issue no matter what. They demanded everything to be done. Not through other, in respect to myself, not through other European kings, royalties, because they sided with me no matter what. They would not allow, nobody would allow what Buckingham Palace did. And so for that reason, because the Buckingham Palace was just so generous about it, that I barely fucking dragged myself out alive. They demanded Buckingham Palace. Many of the guys that ran to the Great Britain or Canada or New Zealand or Australia were not that fucking lucky. Now, one thing, you never run. Gentlemen never run. Remember this. But if you do, you already know what you have to do when you do that kind of stuff. If you have to do. This is a fucking nightmare in the Western world, these people. These people are rats. These are rats. These are the people that you turn around and you have a knife in your back as you turn around. The moment you turn around, you have it. Zip. They would bring Putin, they would bring Medvedev, Lavrov straight to the Buckingham Palace. These people were guests there many times. They were guests on their private properties, villas that they own on the side. It doesn't make fucking sense that anybody from Russia that is a real opponent of Vladimir Putin, for that matter, would run to Great Britain, especially not. Not even in Canada. And Canada is already more... the trip to Canada that with Vladimir Putin, the trip to Canada in a year, that was like a second trip to Canada with Vladimir Putin, I think. And that one was in 2000. Fuck. The unforgettable. What a misery on the plane from New Scotia back to Slovenia. What the fuck that was. Back to Europe. What the hell that was. As we returned, I was brought back to my house, and Putin was the owner of this house. The KGBs were owner of this house. literally they killed our people out of misery to gesture from what Buckingham Palace insisted me to get the money from the Buckingham Palace. I think when I think about all this stuff, it might have been actually that they were told to do this shit so they could get the money. Aye, fuck this, Buckingham Palace. This is like, nah, I was clear about this. No, that's all there is for this video. Alright, so that you know how exactly happened, all that apologies, how it went, how it sequenced, all that kind of stuff. So that we have clear, crystal clear picture about who is what is, how it all happened. And you too, Angela Merkel, you too. It was always that we work together. You remember, we work together. We work together. That was also on a trip to Canada. Because in a Canada that I had to be accompanied by the Vladimir Putin in KGBs. You see a beautiful Canadian lady and no, American citizen in Canada accompanied by the KGBs. You're not supposed to see Canadian. Be good. Behave yourself. It didn't make no fucking sense to me, that kind of stuff. We work together. We work together. We work together. As far as the Russian money, I'm gonna ask you now, because this is the money that's been used to finance Romanovs also. There is no Romanovs. It's just this guy, somebody with the name Romanov. I was told, somebody in Rome that is going to return to Moscow, that is going to get part of that money from the Buckingham Palace. So they told me, you don't like the Russians, but you like the money. You like the money. First of all, Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan are not Russia. Even that, personally myself, I wouldn't mind them to be part of Russia if the Russia would be a civilized society. But that's a if. And I'm not for if, because life is too short, is what my friend Eddie Lamar would say from Miami is. Life is too short. There is no if, for one thing. If I would see a good Russian lady, which I did, it happened so that I did. One of them ended up, in fact, that I met at Immigration Center in Poland in 2018, ended up right next door to that immigration center. And then a destiny somehow found her through the Polish police, literally observing her departure to Chechnya. So, like it or not, departure. Now, so what I want to say to you is that you like the Russian money, but you don't like the Russian. Ha, what the fuck? I'm just, how can I say, American citizen who was not allowed, because of the European Union member state, Slovenia, to even file claim against one in another European Union state. So you gotta fucking admit, I'm a European Union citizen as well, right? You can't say that I am Slovenian, but I'm not European Union citizen, when you told me in Germany alone that I'm not allowed. And it was the same shit in Hungary. And it was the same shit in Poland. and it was the same shit in Sweden, and it was the same shit in what I would be told also in Belgium and so on. These are all European Union member states. Per European Union law, you're not allowed to. See how fucked up this situation is? You're not allowed to file for, ask for protection if you're a citizen of one of the European Union member states. See how fucked up this shit is? You don't even understand in your little cluster fuckheads, gangster heads, what you have done, do you? How you're going to even apologize this stuff. You don't even comprehend the size of the crime. You know, you're only easing circumstances, and they are no longer even easing circumstances. Is probably a Joseph Fritzl that Angela Merkel used to compare with my father. Actually, but not to help me out, but to fuck me, basically, to put in my head, idea that would actually contribute to my mental problems if I would be receiving enough open to develop them. You don't even understand, do you, what the fuck you have done, okay? So, yeah, I am American citizen, and I'm obviously European Union member state Slovenian also citizen, not a Russian, not a Belarusian, and so you used my services, Battenbergers, Windsors, you used my services. I didn't want to use your service. I even did not want to use your services anymore. I didn't want to have anything to do with you anymore. And you did so even, I'm going to say, in spite of other European royals, all of them, every fucking one of them, Danish, Norwegian, Swedish, Dutch, of course. You like Russian money, but you don't like Russian people. Fuck you. I choose woman whenever I want and for whatever I deem is suitable to my needs. You know what I mean? Fuck the money when it comes to women. I'm just gonna put it this way. You take whatever you like, and you don't whatever you don't like. Prince Andrew's daughter, Beatrice, for instance, is not a Russian. Now, they did push me one down the throat, but I somehow did not settle for it because this beautiful young lady, which is beautiful, really, young lady, was, let's say, not as appealing to me as a daughter from Richard Branson, let's say. Whom, funny enough, they also brought on a picture, and she just happened at the time to be more appealing to me. Not necessarily I would even marry her or whatever, be interested in it. It's very appealing, it's a good looking, whatever. But I am just saying, I'm just trying to explain, no, it's a bullshit. It's a bullshit. It's the same thing like with the Sarah Phillips and all that stuff. These people lied about everything. These people never had one single sincere intention with me. A single fucking one. This is just called trolling, lying. Always the worst comes out of the best intentions. This is how I would refer to this Buckingham Palace. That's all there is. Just like previously I've explained, the issue was with the William, Harry, Charles, grandma, and so on. All of these people, basically. This is just a family. This is how they operate. This is how they work. So yeah, money does not have a color unless it's in US dollars. That's green. But yeah, I like money. And no, actually I like Russians. I like Russians, but you know, if it's just gonna take for too long for them to realize that after Ukraine, after Crimea and Donetsk, it become their turn. And I understand about 1,000 deaths per day is what cost them this new mafia state scenario, Romanov scenario. Okay, so I like certain things and I don't like certain things, and you know, what can I say? With Zara Phillips, and that was 2010, 2011, and in 2012 I disappeared inside the mental hospital. With Zara Phillips, thanks very much. Very much thanks to Prince William, who claimed, at least it did appear to me that I probably really did. I probably really did made a mistake with a pencil or something like this that was on a table, but why the hell would that shit be on a table in front of me where they had me sit? Grandma was going fucking insane in 2010 and 2011 because of this, because of the mullah, like they say in the Middle East. She didn't have peace, and it was her grandniece that confusion. She owed that money, and those people that reminded her, I was in Norway, remember? That's my major ally, King Harald, who made a lot of mistakes along the way. Boy, this is a unique guy, but he's a good person. And so she was losing her fucking mind. And so that's what I think that was. Now, never ever with these people, not a single, when it comes to sincerity, look, not even, not this, but not even this, and nothing. Zero. This is who these people are. Zero sincerity. Zero, less than zero. Mental hospital is what I got instead of Zara Phillips.